I was hours into a hunt for new digs at the local shopping mall and losing steam fast when fate intervened.
Drumsticks, get your drumsticks.
Nutty, sweet drumstick? What luck! One drumstick, please.
Here you go.
This is hot and made of chicken. I want an ice-cold, creamy, crunchy drumstick sundae cone.
You and me both, buddy. But that's the vendor next door.
Drumsticks.
But that line is 3 miles long. Oh well. Another day, another drumstick.
Are you struggling to lower your bad LDL cholesterol, even though you may be taking a statin, swapping steaks for salads, and exercising while listening to this podcast? Ask your doctor if Repatha Evolocumab is right for you. With Repatha, you can dramatically reduce bad cholesterol and the risk of another heart attack while enjoying life too, because you're human. And with convenient self-administration, you can take Repatha in the comfort of your own home. Do not take Repatha if you're allergic to it. Repatha can cause serious allergic reactions. Signs include trouble breathing or swallowing, or swelling of the face. Most common side effects include runny nose, sore throat, common cold symptoms, flu or flu-like symptoms, back pain, high blood sugar and redness, pain, or bruising at the injection site. Visit Repatha.com or call 1-844-REPATHA. Talk to your doctor today about Repatha.
I can't be funny right now because I'm going through a bad intersection.
Oh, it's that way.
And now, Cheese Wits.
Bonjour.
I just figured out why the microphone was weird for you guys the last 2 times that we talked.
'Cause we're weird.
Yes.
What was it?
Facebook is a dick.
Really?
Yeah, because my computer is set to have this microphone. Everything is set to use this microphone. And Facebook's like, you know what? We're just going to use the one on the laptop.
Yeah.
So it was recording fine. It sounded fine in the recording, but
Yeah, Facebook is a dick.
Facebook is a dick.
See, you had no... Jess, we're losing control.
Computers are taking over.
Where's Christopher?
I don't know why you ask me that every time.
He's been so timely the last couple of weeks.
I thought it was your job to keep track of him.
Oh, I never keep track of him. But he's been so good the last couple of weeks.
I know.
Right on time.
Johnny
right
on
there.
the spot.
If I don't ask that question, unbelievable.
You think if you don't ask where Chris is, then he just won't show up?
That's it. Now look, every time I say, where's Chris? Boom. There's Chris. Everybody loves Chris. I'm starting the...
Who's calling?
I'm starting the backup recording.
Hi, it's Cheesewits calling.
Hello, Cheese
Who?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
You know what? I got a call the other day. You guys might have seen we had some nasty storms come through here the other day. And
Right.
So the next day I get a call and the guy is like, this is from such and such roofing and we're doing inspections for damage. Is tomorrow okay for us to come by? And I was like, no, I'm fine. And he goes, ma'am, we're seeing a lot of damage. If he might as well have said little lady, because the tone of voice this motherfucker used with me. I said,
you wanted to hear him say,
fine.
I know you were waiting for him to say, could I speak to your husband, please?
Right.
Listen, Toots.
Yeah,
Listen, Toots. Get
sweet
the man
cheeks.
of the house on the phone.
Listen here, sweet cheeks.
Yeah, get the
Man of the
breadwinner on the phone, bitch.
Just because you bitches get the right to vote doesn't mean you get the right to make a decision about what the roof is going to do.
That's right.
When the phone rings, you let the man of the house answer it. You get back to the fucking kitchen, bitch.
I'm
Bend
just a
over
girl,
and get
sir.
making cookies.
I can't possibly know whether or not my roof is damaged.
That's so fantastic.
Fucking
Well, maybe
fuck.
you'd know if you had a penis, Jess.
That's all it takes.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
Yeah.
And you know what
That's-
else? This is something different they did. Instead of just relying on the tornado sirens and the EAS alerts that break through, they actually were sending calls and texts when there was a flood warning. There was no tornado warning in my area, thankfully, but there was a flash flood warning, and they sent calls and texts repeatedly until you acknowledged it so that they knew that you had gotten it.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that is government overreach right there. Trump 2024.
Yeah, kind of freaky that. So the local town government they just have your phone number and they can call you?
I guess, unless it goes through, like they send it through the carriers based on your address or something. I don't,
maybe like a carrier EAS or something. For
I don't know, because
do you think Sarah's sitting down at the switching station waiting for you to reply one?
yes.
You know, what would be kind of funny is that let's just say it sort of goes to everybody who has what was that, a 615 area code down there in Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone has but you've moved but kept your 615, so you're living in New York, and you're getting this, hey, look out, there's a hurricane coming through. You're like, oh fuck, we're getting a hurricane.
That's why I think maybe it has to do with, like, I don't know, your address through your phone carrier.
No, it's a geolocation thing. If you've got location services turned on for anything like Facebook or any of that shit, it's on in the background. They know exactly where the fuck you are, and it's government overreach 2024 Trump.
Well, okay, so speaking of Chris's conservative bullshit,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
no, I have been listening to some pandemic era radio and podcast, old radio shows, particularly some NPR stuff.
Okay.
I gotta tell you what, as I was listening to some of these shows and some of the stuff, particularly their weekend programming, wait, don't tell me, and blah 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 blah. Man, they are so fucking just bigoted against people who are not who during that time. They were just very bigoted against people that they did not agree with, just like everybody else.
During
you
that
were saying
time.
you were saying what is already known. Okay. Defund public radio, Trump 2024.
The only part of that came through was defund Trump 2024.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, you know what?
Heard.
Look, I think every liberal would say that out loud, wouldn't they?
But the other thing that I noticed is, man, there was some wackadoodle shit going on during pandemic. I didn't realize how fucking crazy people were. Just but really, like, so because I wasn't living crazy with that whole got to mask up, you got to, because I just never bought into any of that. Either, although I wasn't walking around saying, I'm not putting on a mask to walk into the store. I'm putting on the mask. I'll walk in. I don't agree with it, but here I come. I'm not fighting with somebody at the fucking 7-Eleven. To get
it's their
Skittles.
store. They get to set the rules. I can follow the rule that they set for their store, or I can go somewhere else.
But man, talk about fucking just overdoing it. Fucking being in complete panic mode over
Thank you, media.
what essentially was the flu.
Remember when they told us not to go outside to get fresh air?
Yeah, don't go outside. Because one thing I was noticing, I was listening to these podcasts, they're saying, like, so where are you sheltering in place? And I'm thinking to myself, fucking, I didn't shelter in place. I was out every fucking day. I was out doing shit every day.
I remember the very beginning of the pandemic when they were saying not to buy masks. The masks were the particles of this thing were too small for the mask to stop, and the masks were going to be ineffective, and not to buy them. And then also, this is only going to last 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, I think the truth about I think the masks were effective, but not for keeping shit from coming in. They were more effective for getting the shit out, because the shit was carried in. Hold on, I've got to take a look at Chimichurri. It's Let me taste it.
Did this show just fast forward on me?
That's good.
I guess so.
No, Cheyenne's making a chimichurri sauce to put on. She's making a Mother's Day dinner, and she's doing some pan-seared scallops, I think, and she's making a chimichurri to put over them, and it's delicious. Oh yeah, and a risotto and a blah blah blah. She's getting all fancy, and she's actually making a riced cauliflower risotto, which should be delicious. Oh, that's really good. Her chimichurri came out fantastic. It's delicious. So, anyways, where was it before she? Oh, the masks were good at keeping the fucking spit droplets in the mask which were carrying the fucking virus. So that was what they did really good.
Certainly good on keeping the mask manufacturers money. That's for sure.
Chris, are you driving?
Hello?
Are you driving?
Who's calling?
It's Wally. Wally's calling.
How come?
God damn it.
Oh, and he's gone. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And this is a guy, I wish he was on right now. This man works for a technology company. This guy who can't keep his fucking phone connected to us works for a company that sells something that keeps your phone connected.
No. It doesn't keep your phone connected. It's the internet going on industrial devices. The telephone thing is something totally different.
You should subscribe to that service.
Oh, I do. That's what I use for my home internet service. Since all we can get is DSL out in the fucking woods. But ever since I have gone, and maybe you all can pinpoint the day listening to our fucking podcasts, the day that I went to T-Mobile, my phone service went to shit.
I don't know. As far as I know, you've been bitching about T-Mobile since the beginning of time.
You're right. I have, because I switched about 6 months before we began this show.
Well, then we can't pinpoint it on the show.
No, you certainly could if you fucking tried. Trump 2024.
Oh, God damn it. Oh, God damn. So the whole thing I was listening to, all these shit. What are you doing with this sheltering in place? And yeah, what the fuck did people start making fucking sourdough bread? Like
2020.
I started making sourdough bread, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and it's like this fucking shelter. What a bunch of dumb asses, just dumb motherfuckers. I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
You're right. I'm really not. But I'm sorry. You say I'm sorry. I didn't notice that this was going on sooner. That it's taken 2 years after the pandemic ended that I finally figured it out. That this is what the fuck
you're mad about what? People finding hobbies?
Stupid. No, that I was dumb. That I sort of bought into a little bit of that shit.
Oh.
That it was okay. So homeschooling might be okay. And now I look back on it. What a fuck! It's so dumb. And people just sort of walked along that path. And then we all get mad at each other. Oh, you don't wear a mask? You're an asshole. Oh, you wear a mask? You're an asshole. It's just all that. I still do see people wearing masks in their car driving.
You don't know. There might be a reason for it.
Yeah, they're stupid.
Yeah, I'm with Chris. Trump 2024.
That's go. Oh, God. Play that on repeat.
Wow.
Good God Almighty! I
wow.
Save that as my ringtone.
What about Kennedy? Did you see his
with the worm? With the fucking worm in his
worm in his
what
brain?
The fuck? This is fucking Mars Attacks bullshit.
Jess is about as far removed from news of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So the third party who's actually gaining some traction, the Kennedy guy, who's a pretty wackadoodle, has said he had a worm that went into his brain, ate some of his brain that controls his memory. So he has some short and long-term memory loss because of this worm that ate a piece of his brain. And then the worm died in his brain and is still there. And there's a spot on his brain that you can see, I guess, when they take a CAT scan.
Which is just incredible, you know. And Jess is far removed from the news, but let me tell you something. If fucking Kennedy threw a chair off of a bar balcony on the 8th floor in downtown Nashville, Jess Wright would fucking tell us all about it.
Listen,
We
if
can all
it had
agree
been on
that.
TikTok, I would have known.
That's exactly right. That is exactly right. Meanwhile, my TikTok only gets served up with fucking, 1/10 of an episode of The Rookie and shit like that.
The Rookie. I gave up on that Phillian show. So, but here's who we have running for president in this country.
Now, is he using that worm as part of his campaign? Like what? How? What?
No, he was trying to conceal it, but it came out.
Oh.
And so now, but he fessed up to it. So you got a guy who's got some affliction due to a worm eating part of his brain, and the dead worm still. He's running for president.
You got an 80-year-old guy that has no idea what fucking city he's in half the time. And then you've got a guy that's 1 year younger than him that, I mean, the only way you know he's lying is if his fucking teeth are moving.
There you go.
I mean, that's what we got. That's what we got. Somebody get fucking Justin Trudeau down here.
God.
Or you know what? Get fucking Chavez from Cuba. What the fuck? Anything but what we got.
Justin Trudeau might be a little bit better, but he's fucking sort of fucking up big in Canada too.
He's wackadoodle, but we'd all have health care. That's for
he is wackadoodle.
Sure.
He is a wackadoodle. You're right. Maybe we could get the governor of Texas, or maybe Ron DeSantis. These are the people.
The problem is the guy in Texas. I don't know. The guy in Texas, Wally, doesn't even have a leg to stand on.
No, he doesn't have a leg to stand on. You're right. He does not have a leg to stand. And then the guy in California, he's fucking so left out there. He's crazy. These are all the people who have been touted by the media who should be running for the presidency.
Now, you know who I'd like to get for the president? You remember Ann Richards from Texas?
I do remember Ann Richards.
Yeah, let's get that old bitch in.
She would not take anybody's shit.
No, Ann Richards would take nobody's shit.
I would love that.
She would not take it. Then the vice presidential candidates, one guy, the guy from the Carolinas, he won't say that if Trump doesn't win the election and that he didn't win, then the government, then somebody should take over and make sure Trump is the president. You got the woman who kills dogs up there in Minnesota. Is she in Minnesota or Wisconsin? She shot her puppy.
Yeah.
Chris, then you got Chris who fucking can't.
It's all same.
Chris, you should run for president. Because as much as we hear from you, is about as much as we hear from the people running. God damn.
It works. It absolutely. You want my dream team for president?
Go ahead.
I already said Ann Richards. You know who the vice president should be? It should be, and they're both dead, so it doesn't matter. But Ann Richards and Marge Schott. How about that?
Marge Schott.
What a fucking dream team. Oh my God.
Chris, you cut out right after we barely got, oh my God.
Yeah,
he drops off the call in 3, 2. Nope.
But can you guess the city that I'm in?
You are in Thurmont.
How the fuck did you know? I'll be goddamned.
Government overreach.
I mean, there you go. Trump 2024.
Jess is big business. That's it. She's big government.
Man, that was pretty good. I'm passing the big American flag on 15 right now. You remember them car commercials we used to have to run?
Yeah.
And Thurmont Chevrolet right under the big American flag on Route 15.
But
Chris,
that doesn't beat the one that's here. I can't think of the name of the business, but their commercials say, "Where we'll trade for anything that don't eat."
Jess,
good. We'll go ahead and give them, Helen Hunt. That's fine.
Jess,
yes.
Are those Judds on your jugs?
Hello.
Judds.
Jess has Judds on her jugs.
Are those Judds or Beatles?
Those are Judds on her jugs.
They're
I see it.
Judds.
Okay.
It
Hey,
just
Jess.
hit me when you leaned back a little bit. I was like, look at that.
Mhm.
Jess
I
has
don't know
Judds.
whether I wasn't able to tell her this when I was working for Wally because it would have been an HR violation, but Jess has got a nice set of Judds on her. So
Yep.
she certainly does.
Speaking of creepy comments,
Mhm.
let me share something that a listener said on my Facebook, and you can
Yeah.
tell me whether or not this is creepy. And Wally wanders off. Okay. Hold on. Let me find it.
This was somebody, a listener to the podcast.
You know what? I think maybe he might be. Oh shit, where did it go? Because it's the only reason I can think of that he might have thought that this comment would be okay. Oh shit.
Oh, Lord.
Now I gotta find it. So first of
So
all,
it's obviously something I instigated here. Go ahead.
well, first of all, a couple of days ago, I had posted, a couple weeks ago, actually, I posted a picture of myself in front of a sign from a local hot dog place, and the sign says "Size matters." And, you know, people laughed and blah, blah, blah. And this one guy said something like, "I like a big piece of meat in my mouth," or something. And I posted I commented back to him a meme where a woman is like clutching pearls, mouth drops open, like, and his comment back was, she would have to open her mouth bigger to get my meat in it. And I responded something like, ew. And he deleted the comment. So this same guy, I posted.
He understood he went too far.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like he took it too far because I don't know him. If one of you guys had said it to me, I like whatever.
Well, you would have known we were clearly lying.
That too. And I would have mocked you for
Absolutely.
it. But I don't know this guy. But he has been commenting on my Facebook for like a few years at least. And at one point he did live in Nashville, so I was real careful about what I said about where I was going when. But the other day I posted a picture of the deck where you could see the steps going down and you could see the cicadas on the fence. And this is what he commented. Google Maps, house with a wheelchair ramp next to a blue house in greater Nashville area. I'm going to find you, Jess. JK, I'm no crazy stalker. Plus, I'm not even in Nashville anymore. Also, if I really wanted to meet you that bad, I'd invite you for coffee or something.
Oh, man. Yeah.
And I saw it and I screenshotted it, first of all, because I have a file where I keep potential problems. And a couple of friends texted me and said, "Do you know that guy? Is that a stalker? Do you have a problem?" And so after I thought about it for a little bit, I went back on the comment and I said, "What were you hoping to accomplish with this comment?" And he said, "Just being silly." So I said, "I would appreciate it if you would rethink leaving comments like this on my page, because obviously you've never lived life as a woman, but this feels threatening." And somebody else, then listeners started commenting under me. "Yeah, that was really creepy." Yeah, I was going to say, like, all of these women started commenting after me, and he deleted his comment. But still, it made me think, the only thing I could think of was because he's commented on my public stuff for a couple of years and never said anything problematic until recently. It made me think, I wonder if he listens to the podcast and hears the way I talk with you guys and thinks that that's okay from anybody.
He sounds like he feels familiar, right? Like it feels, he feels familiar, not understanding that, dude, we really don't know each other. These two guys I've worked in a small room with together for years, and I know them for many years, and I am familiar with them and comfortable with this conversation. You, I only know as a little square picture,
right?
that shows up when you comment. Yeah, that's the nature of this Facebooky shit.
Well,
All this
maybe we got to change the show. I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, we're in 2024 and Jess has been triggered. So I think that we need to change the show a little bit and discuss more things that we are applicable to the world, the pond that we're living in now. Like Jess, when's the last time you laid a pussy fart?
Earlier today, if you must know.
Okay, I was curious.
Now, see, if this dude had asked that, it would have been a problem.
Would have gotten a straight answer.
Right, you're right. Something you could have answered honestly and with just a brief, quick, right to the point, keep it simple, stupid answer. Boom. And
exactly. And if there's nothing else
about it,
I'm pretty sure that in this phone call there are a lot of stupid answers. Okay.
I'm sure.
You can say that again.
Yeah.
Oh, I am sure of that. Yeah, but I think so. This goes way back to a conversation we had eons ago on this program about how listeners of the when we were all doing terrestrial radio, and we were doing it in studio, taking calls, talking to listeners, and going out and meeting them, how familiar listeners become.
They think that they know you.
And how easy it is for them to cross a line that makes you uncomfortable. And fortunately, Jess, you're able to say now, hey, that makes me uncomfortable. But when you're doing it 20 years ago and face to face, you can't say this makes me uncomfortable because part of your gig is, oh, hi, how are you?
Right.
Yeah, go ahead. Fucking say whatever you want and scare the shit out of me. Make me feel like you're fucking a stalker.
I mean, that's why I don't use my real name anywhere.
Yeah. Well,
wait a minute. Your real name isn't Jess?
Oh, no, Stanley. Her name's Stanley. Oh, sorry. You can cut that.
Damn it, Wally.
You can cut that out of. Well, so that being said, Chris, I this happened. You weren't on with us yet. It was early on in the program one day, and I had said a name that I shouldn't have said that Jess had to make sure to go and cut out. Related to somebody who's related to me. So somebody who I know the taste of, and
I'm sorry. What? Oh, okay.
But I had and
one of the people he's married to.
Yes, one of the persons I'm married to. But you have to be so careful because it is so fucking. I don't know. Because I know that I say shit, and I know that Chris says shit. That
I do say shit,
right? But that. Some people might say, like, suddenly you become some sort of weird fucking movie plot.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be part of a weird movie plot because I'm not really good with guns, weapons, or martial arts. I don't see me being able to avenge anybody's misfortune in my family. It's just not going to happen. I'm not Jason Statham.
What?
I don't have any of those skill sets. I just or The Rock or any of that shit. But yeah, it sort of makes you feel like as much as you don't want to be offensive, you still want to be sort of amusing. Right?
Yeah.
But sometimes amusing is offensive.
Sometimes.
It just
but I
really
think you
is.
have to know your audience too.
Have you watched the Pop-Tart thing on Netflix with the Jerry Seinfeld?
Yeah, that looks really goddamn dumb.
It's fucking funny.
What's it called?
It's about Kellogg's Pop. It's a sort of a mock movie about how Pop-Tart started.
Oh.
And it's fucking laced with great humor. And a lot of it you have to pay attention to get. But it's got it's funny person after funny person after funny person just doing wackadoodle shit and saying wackadoodle shit. No, it is pretty good, Chris. Yeah, I think you should check it out.
Well, I will do that upon your advice.
There's the tasty drink, Jess.
Yes.
I saw you sent me that. So that's it. I have not ever tried that stuff because is it bubbly?
Yeah, sparkling.
It is?
Mm-hmm. And the flavors are strong.
I'm gonna try that then because I do want something. I want a strong flavor.
Mm-hmm.
I do not like the weak ass flavors. Is it as bubbly though as seltzer water?
It is. No, it's not that like too. There's a lot of seltzer waters I don't like because it's too much. The I don't know.
Like big bubbles.
Yeah, to me it's like soda bubbly.
Oh, that stuff is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Because seltzer water is like big bubbles.
Yeah.
It feels like it's on your tongue, like going like it's boiling water. Almost.
Yeah, no, this is more like a Coke.
Oh, I might have to try that then.
Yeah.
Well, I will try because there are like fucking 90 flavors.
Yeah, and I don't know if they're this price everywhere, but they're $1 here.
Yeah. I think they're $1 here too at the Shaw's.
Yeah.
And they have like if you go in, I think it's in the water aisle, but it's just like
mm-hmm.
a whole middle shelf of just and whack. I was looking at I didn't buy any, but I was looking at some of the flavors for Polar seltzer water. And they have like coconut lime, and they have some flavors that look like, who the fuck is drinking this shit?
I mean, coconut lime sounds like something I would put liquor in.
Yeah, right?
Jess, I don't think there's one flavor you wouldn't put liquor in.
Well, that's true. Goes good with vodka.
Everything goes good with vodka.
That's right.
Jess's motto.
That's right.
Everything goes good with vodka.
Now, do you remember when we ended the last show, Wally? And I said that we didn't have time to talk about man versus bear?
Yes. Oh, yes. Man versus bear.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so do the setup.
Okay, so the setup is that someone on the internet at some point threw out this hypothetical question about if you're a woman, or would you want your I think it started with, would you want your daughter, if your daughter was lost in the woods, would you want her to randomly come across a bear or a man she doesn't know? And women started across the board going, I'd rather come across the bear for sure. 100%. No doubt. Always the bear. And men across the internet started getting in their feelings about it. It hurt their feelings.
It was hurting their feelings.
The Not All Men Brigade came out to be upset about women choosing the bear in a hypothetical situation.
Well, you got to remember, not all men.
All bears.
Well, some men are bears, though.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
They are. I don't know. You know, I sort of think like I don't give a shit. It's sort of like that. How often do you think of, what was that? Rome or
the Roman Empire.
But I could, I don't know. It's. I think that people just say shit to try to get on other people's nerves.
Yeah.
They're just trying to get a rise out of people.
For sure. And I think the person who originally put the question out there, I'm not sure if their intention was to try to catch women in some sort of gotcha, or if there was some honest intention behind it. But the fact that I don't know any women who said, I would prefer to come across a strange man in the woods. I don't know any.
People just, they poke the bear sometimes. I mean, that's, it's all about bear poking, and you can do it to anybody. Watch this, Wally. Jess. Eric.
No.
Okay.
No.
See? Well, so if I was in the woods and I came across, let's see, would I want to come across a bear, or say, I don't know, pick a man. Pick any.
Kanye West.
Yeah. No, I would not want to come across Kanye West. Although I think I'd probably be more afraid of Diddy.
Yeah,
Diddy's in some trouble. That boy.
Mm-hmm.
He is in some trouble.
Wally. This is 2024. You cannot call them boys anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so
That's true.
that was not my intention, but he is in some sort of serious. Have they found him yet? Has he come back to the United States? Is he out of the country? I mean,
I'll be honest, I haven't followed the Diddy storyline that closely.
I think he could be the next president. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Well,
A guy who mistreated women
mhm.
and Diddy 2024
And has a
He could be
private
vice presidential
plane.
candidate. Yeah, right. He could be the vice president. It could
Absolutely.
be Trump Diddy.
Could we get back to Jess's story though for a second?
Mhm.
Sounds great.
You know,
Trump Diddy.
You've heard the old joke, haven't you, Wally?
The old no, I don't know
The old joke. Two guys sitting at a bar. Okay, one of them looks at the other and says, "Listen, if you were found in the middle of a forest, brutally fucked in the ass, would you tell anybody about it?" And the guy's like, "No, of course not." And then one guy puts his hand on the other guy's shoulder and says, "Would you like to go for a walk in the forest?"
Yeah.
Oh, that old chestnut.
That one. That is the
chestnut.
old chestnut. Okay.
So those are jokes. Those are jokes you cannot see. I find that to be fucking very funny.
Mhm.
But that's the kind of shit you can't tell in the office anymore.
What's an office?
Right?
Right. You see? But that's the kind of stuff you couldn't tell at work anymore. So if you're working at the, I don't even know what are they at, other than fast food and convenience stores. Are there any other?
I mean, I think it just goes back to knowing your audience.
The XYZ Textile Corporation.
Right. I mean, but you can't. Those are the kind of jokes you'd hear all the time. I worked in a textile factory
Mm-hmm.
when I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I worked in a
XYZ.
Yeah, it was. I forget what the Hardwick Knitters. It was called Hardwick Knitters, and they made a lot of velour. Lots of velour was made in that place, and it was funny because upstairs there was two floors. On the second floor is where all the knitters work, and to a person, they were all women. There was not anybody who worked in the knitting thing. And what they did is put, big tubes of thread on a machine and blah blah blah. All the maintenance people were men, all of them.
Of course they
There
were.
no
Because
non-men maintenance.
men are men. Trump 2024.
Right. And then on the first floor, where again, all of the people who worked on the machines were men. The people who inspected cloth were women and teen boys like me, and teenagers who were in high school who worked a few hours, who could work like I think I worked like 3 to 6 or something like that, like 3 days a week or something part time. And then all of the maintenance people down there were men, and in the office all women, and the manager was a man. And
I mean, this was what, in the 70s?
Yeah, in the late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah,
The
sounds about right.
dynamic. Yeah, the dynamic is so interesting. When you go back and look at it, I don't know that it's changed all that much.
Well, I have not visited a textile factory in recent days.
Factory work itself.
So I don't know.
Because we have factories here. We have factories that make different shit, but it seems to be always the dynamics still seem to be the same. We have a big, what we
You
make
don't
here?
say.
We make tampons. Tam Brands is here in Maine. There's a big Tam Brands factory where they make tampons.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's I cannot wait to read his biography, Wally and the Loom. It's going to be great.
Wally and the Loom.
I can't wait to see it. And then
Trump 2024.
there was a man who ran a department of 100 women. This man ran the group, and he had his pick of the steno pool, and he brought.
Did you say the steno pool?
I wish your phone wasn't cutting out right now, Chris, because I bet that's hilarious what you're saying.
I wish it would. It probably
Listen to that. Listen. So what was the old? There used to be an old tampon joke. What was the old tampon joke? I can get you a job at Tam Brands.
A tampon joke.
I know a guy. He can pull a few strings for you. Right?
Ugh.
Old joke.
Ugh.
These are those old jokes. They're not even.
How about? Could you tell the other tampon joke?
I don't know the other tampon joke.
Oh, the other tampon joke is when, my dad has got, like kind of an archaeologist. He's got a bunch of my sister's old tampons in the garage in a box, and he calls them period pieces.
God.
Cheese wits, everybody.
But I think here's the thing, though. This is what passed for humor when you were 16 and 17 years old, right?
Still,
and however old you two are.
Wally. Yeah.
No, it only passes because you look back at it and say that was funny. Because as you get older and wiser and you get some intelligence, now you need something smart for it to be funny. There needs to be something in there that you can latch onto, because tampons themselves just aren't funny.
You don't say.
They aren't, because once you've lived with a wife and a daughter, you understand there's nothing funny about a tampon. Nothing at all. The only funny thing about a tampon I can say is when you're buying them and you're standing in line, because I've never had a problem with buying when I would have to go to the grocery and my wife would say, "Oh, can you pick up this?" Or, "Oh, Cheyenne, it's this," whatever. And I'd have no problem just standing there holding a big box of tampons.
I dated a guy who freaked out if I bought them while he was with me.
Yeah, see?
Okay,
like,
and
why?
you employed a guy who would happily get the tampons, but I'd go up to the register and say, "Yeah, I need these tampons here, and some Velements, and these Ritz crackers here." And,
Velements? Velements? Do they make Velements anymore?
In Canada, they do. They're actually.
I don't understand why men are so worried about buying tampons. Like, do you think that somebody's going to think they're for you?
Hey, it's 2024. Anything can happen. Trump, 2024.
Yeah,
seriously, no, it's 2024. Would you be in the least bit surprised, Wally, to hear the following phrase in public? "My son is on its period." Would you be surprised at all to hear that out in
Lord,
public?
no.
So, yeah.
No, I would not. I would not be surprised at all.
So men are worried that if they're buying tampons, people are going to think that they're trans.
That's correct. That is exactly what I said.
Oh,
Trump,
that's
2024.
That's reasonable.
It's possible.
That's correct.
It is possible.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think maybe if you have a certain look.
But listen, and it's a whole biblical thing
skinny
too.
jeans and buying tampons, someone might say, "Ooh."
Might be a poofter. You never know.
Right.
But
all the men in Nashville wear skinny jeans.
Not all of them. I've met Al Brock before. But nonetheless, fucking people. That's all right. Don't worry about it. But if people, the whole tampon thing, it's a delicate situation, especially if you're as far to the right as Wally thinks that I am, and I'm reading the Bible and sitting there. I mean, listen, if I'm taking tampons to somebody, that means that I'm probably going to be in the same room with somebody that's been bleeding, therefore making myself unclean.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And now, if I've done it on a Sunday, my brother will have to stone me.
Yeah.
Okay.
You will be stoned.
So there's a lot going on here, Jess.
Yeah, you're right. My bad.
I don't think you're at all that right. I don't think you're that conservative at all.
No, not at all. Me, never.
I think you're a little bit. I don't think you're wackadoodle. Just like I'm not wackadoodle left.
Well, that's the whole thing. People are like, "Oh, so what are your political views? What are your views on gay marriage and all this sort of stuff?" I'm like, gay marriage. Am I going to go out and say, "Hey, go get married"? Probably not. But you know what? If you like each other, you want to get married, that's fine. You want to fuck me? No, fine, good. Go. Do what you want to do. Okay.
I mean, I would say I don't think anybody should run out and get married, but
see, well, that's number two. But and the whole abortion thing, it's like, am I going to encourage somebody to go out and get one? Oh, is it my choice? Fuck no, it's not my choice.
I see. That's exactly
the whole
where I
point.
sit on that too.
That's the whole
I
point.
sit in the same place there. I'm like,
yeah, and you're allowed to not like it without enforcing it.
Yeah.
I don't agree with it, but I certainly would not ever tell anybody no.
Seriously, I mean, because when you go down a slippery fucking slope there, it's like, okay, abortions are illegal. Well, guess what? Fucking Sandra Day O'Connor is going to appoint 8 women along with her to the fucking bench, and penises are going to be outlawed.
Yep.
And they're all going to be cut off.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm with you on that.
So it's a slippery goddamn slope.
And then we can pick the man instead of the bear.
Uh-huh.
But if it happens, well, you know what? The man bear thing, you put a mix of 100 guys in a room, you'd be hard pressed to find an even match of 50-50 men. The difference between the man that I think that a lot of people think, this caustic, fucking crazy, sex-driven, maniacal fuck. I think, 5 out of 10 of those guys might be that kind of way, and the rest of them, can't change a tire.
But you don't know which one's which by looking at them.
Oh, you got a pretty good idea. No, you're probably right.
I mean, this guy that left this comment on my Facebook page, was he harmless or not? I don't know. How do I know?
Yeah, you don't know. So that's the part of it, right? It's the how do you know?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Which is why women, as a rule, have to assume when they see a man that they don't know that there's a chance he could hurt her.
I don't know, Jess. I think you could beat the shit out of me.
Well, yeah.
I think that if Chris and I and you were in a room and we were going to battle, I'd head the other way. I'd go in the other direction. I'm not wanting to tangle with you, Chris.
No, Jess has got a bigger. There's no doubt.
My guess is, though I couldn't understand Chris, I think he says your cock's bigger, Jess.
That's
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, I just
God damn it, Chris.
Yeah, I don't like that. What
Your
town
phone.
is he in? What town is he in?
I haven't said anything.
He's in Thurmont.
Thurmont?
Yeah.
No, I'm below Thurmont. Now I'm back at 15 at Monocacy Boulevard, where I've got 5 bars.
But your phone keeps dropping out. Although that sentence was clear.
How about if let me hang up and disconnect? How about that? And
it's all
reconnect.
digital
Let's try
hits.
that.
Okay, reconnect.
Please hold.
Okay, we'll be right here. Should we do hold music?
Yeah, no, gargle, Jess. Good, just gargle.
I'm not going to gargle. How about now, Christopher?
Gargle.
I'm not going to gargle.
You're already garbled. Don't. Yeah. So here's something. If I were walking in the woods and came across a strange man, I would be just as intimidated as you. The idea that men don't also have apprehension around strange men is false.
I don't think that that's ever been part of the question, because, but the only people offended by the question in the first place are men.
Yeah, I'm not offended by
that's the problem. Well, not all men, Wally.
Yeah,
but
I could give a shit, but no, that whole thought that if you're walking on a sidewalk, this is said. I know this one is pointed out a lot. If I'm walking on the sidewalk and 3 black guys are walking towards me, and or a group of black guys are walking towards me, and I cross the street, is it because I'm racist, or is it because I'm intimidated? It's because I'm intimidated, because if they were fucking 5 white guys, I'd do the same fucking thing. You just would. If it was 5 girls fucking around and going, knocking over garbage cans and street signs and shit, I'd be like, I'm going the other side. I'm walking on the other
girls
side.
Number one, I'd let a manhandle the fuck out of me. But let's just say there were the several brothers walking towards you, Wally. Would they be snapping their fingers like the Sharks and the Jets?
They would be.
Is that part of the game?
they'd be doing a little skip step. They'd be doing a little skip step. They'd have colorful sneakers on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. And they'd have their Levi's cuffed, so you could see their white socks underneath. Yeah, they
obviously
would.
scary.
And they'd have cut off sleeves on their shirts.
I don't know any about black guy dancing like that unless it's fucking Michael Jackson. Okay, it's just that's not happening with the white socks.
You went with the Sharks and the Jets, as I remember. I think they wore cut off sleeves. Those guys, and they cuffed their pants.
That they did.
Yeah, and they did their little dancing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I'm as intimidated by those fucks as you would be, Jess.
Yeah.
It just is.
And let me just tell you, there's a lot of scary bitches out there too that I wouldn't
Yes,
want to
there
fucking
is.
find in the fucking woods. I'd rather have the bear or a fucking, jerking off old man than find, fucking, Anne Ramsey in the middle of the woods.
I mean, that's true. That's true. But statistically, more women are hurt by men than men are hurt by women.
Statistically, but I am statistically more scared of fucking women than I am of men.
By a lot of women.
That is absolutely true.
I think a lot of women have hurt Chris a lot more than men have hurt him.
Yeah.
One day I hope to donate my body to science and they can cut open my penis and count the rings.
Listen, if I'm walking in the woods, if I'm walking in the woods and coming towards me is a bear or a woman with a chained wallet, I'm going to the bear. I'm going to the bear.
A chained wallet. You've been watching too much of Orange is the New Black.
Oh, you got a chain on your wallet. I'm sorry. I'm going the other way.
Well, that's obviously understandable.
Lord, that girl there's a lesbian. A what? A lesbian. Wasn't Danny Thomas one of them? No, that was Lebanese, honey.
Oh, was that John? That was John McCain's response.
Yeah, no, that was a Golden Girls thing. Believe it or not.
Was that a Golden
Which makes
Girls
it even
bit?
funnier. That was a Golden Girls bit.
Hey, are all the Golden Girls dead now?
They are. Every one of them.
All the gold. I got it. My sister. It's one of her favorite shows is the Golden Girls. When she calls me, she'll often tell me about plots of the Golden Girls and what's going on when she's watching the Golden Girls. I don't know what is that on TNT or
it's on like 3 different channels.
Yeah.
Is it the sister that is
the one that wishes she could stand up? Yes.
The title of the Genesis song, I Can't Dance?
Yes.
That one? Okay. All right.
Yes.
I wasn't sure.
Yes. The one that does not sing Stand By Me.
Oh, okay. So she's not doing any stand-up comedy.
None whatsoever.
Okay.
She's not walking like an Egyptian.
Or walking on sunshine for that matter.
Not happening. She's not walking away and her name is not Renee.
And can you picture her just looking at the radio? I'm not listening to this goddamn podcast no more either.
Why did you just turn into Cartman?
Imagine she's much like Cartman. Yeah, no, she called me today, and I avoided her call. I've been avoiding her calls for 2 days, and today I finally said, "Okay, I'm going to answer the phone." And it's always, it's. I love my sister, but man, it's a painful conversation, you guys.
I'm sure.
It's a painful conversation, but it also, I know it does her a lot of good.
Well, that's the important thing. It's why I used to talk to my little autistic brother every day till he died.
Yeah.
Every single day. It was the same old fucking routine.
Absolutely.
But the best part is when I could throw him a curveball and he got off script. Kind of like when you go to Chick-fil-A and you say "my pleasure" to them. Totally, they don't know what the fuck to do. It goes totally off script.
I told my mom Happy Mother's Day today, and she said, "Happy Mother's." Oh.
Yep. Yeah, I think I'm going to call my brother later and say Happy Motherfucker Day.
Well, so here's I got my wife a Mother's Day card this year. A one that they finally figured out to make ones for husbands to give to wives. I guess.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do not give my wife Mother's Day cards, and do not generally wish her a happy Mother's Day because.
Dear Jody, thank you for bearing my children. Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
She's not my mom, but they did. There was I found a nice card that said, you've been you're a good mom, blah 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 blah. And I think I surprised my wife today.
It's the blah blah
That's
blah
very
blah blah
good.
for me. So
Yeah,
sweet.
and it
Yeah.
is. And
I'm not going to tell you the
buy it.
intimate shit, Jess.
Well, you could. You know what? You could and surprise us instead of making us think that you got a card that says, "Dear Jody,
Blah,
back
blah,
to the
blah.
kitchen for you, Wally."
No, I bend over and take it like a man.
Were you
That's
doing
what I-
Morse code there? Jesus.
Yeah, no,
An orgasm.
Say it again.
What?
Gee Christ.
No,
Sound like God you're counting.
What the fuck?
You cut out. Say it again.
No, I can't be funny right now because I'm going through a bad intersection.
Oh, it's that why.
Can't be funny because he can't be funny because he's going through a bad intersection. So there's no funny coming from Chris. Yeah. So
I find it
It's all
interesting
serious
though
now.
that people tend to assume on a day like today that every woman must be a mother. Because
no.
a guy at the grocery store, one of the employees at the grocery store today, actually 2 employees at the grocery store today, wished me happy Mother's Day.
So just think because I guess
I'm sure they meant well, but it applies to them as much as it applies to me. I could have said same to you.
yeah, I suppose so. No, but I guess I think men have more respect for women than women have for men. Because women do not say to men, they just do. Women hardly ever say, a strange woman has never said to me, Happy Father's Day.
Maybe because she doesn't assume that you're a father.
Well, I don't know, when you're walking with your kids. I mean, I don't know, maybe not, but no, I think women generally don't give a shit about that stuff about
I don't
men.
think that that's a sign of respect at
yeah.
all. I think that it's making assumptions to say that because I'm an adult woman, I must be a mother.
Right. So I think probably would have been, maybe they should have just looked at you and said, hey, fuck you, bitch.
Must be a father.
Yeah.
That would have been better.
Mhm.
Hey, look at that woman. She's no kids. Fuck you. She hasn't done her duty as a woman.
Exactly.
She hasn't spawned.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck her. Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
there is an assumption, right, that you're a mom, but
She a mother, all right. Yeah.
no, yes, she is. There's no doubt about it. So that was right. That they should have just said, hey, happy motherfucker. Something like that. Happy motherfucker's day. Yeah,
That would have
something
made me
like that.
laugh.
Yeah, I think there is an assumption. Yeah, I don't know though. I don't know. It's kind of a nice. I think it's nice. I think it's their poor attempt at trying to be nice or kind.
Yeah, I think they mean well.
You know, as long as they didn't pull out knives after and say, "Where's the kid?
You're right.
Show me the kid."
I just think it's funny that people make that assumption.
Yeah, I think so. Like when you see like a couple of guys walking down the street holding hands, the assumption that they're gay. They may not be. Just because they're men holding hands does not make them gay. Right?
Yeah, that's exactly the same thing, Wally.
It is.
That is exactly the same thing. Look, I was down in DC a couple weeks ago and got off the metro. Wally, that's our subway system here.
Yeah, I've
and
been
got
on.
off the metro at got off the station by the Smithsonian, and there was a guy sucking another guy's dick. Now, I don't know that he's gay. I can't make these assumptions.
He might be trying to make rent, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
These are, you know what? In this city,
In
that's
that
at least
city,
3 times a day.
$50 is
Right.
$50, man.
Right.
That's exactly. You
You're
notice
gonna
it's
have
no
to
longer
give-
20 is 20. It's now 50 is 50.
Yeah, how
Inflation.
much is a blowjob these days, Chris? How much are you
It's
getting?
inflation. Depends on who and what. Do you remember Full Metal Jacket?
Yes.
Okay. No, tu beaucoup, no do so, brother. Okay, so it just all depends.
And is that, what was that? Oh, there's another movie like that with Michael J. Fox, and is it Sean Penn in that movie? What's it called? Red Flag or Red
Dawn.
Red Dawn?
No, not Red Dawn. No, it's a war movie that takes place in Vietnam, and I think it's Michael J. Fox.
That wasn't Platoon, was it?
No.
No.
It's a sort of obscure. I don't know that it's obscure.
Oh, Teen Wolf.
Teen Wolf. No. Oh, hold on. Teen Wolf. Let's see.
He's Googling Teen Wolf now.
No, a military
Oh my God.
movie. Well, fuck. I have a Band-Aid on my finger and it's making it hard for me to type.
Oh no.
Dude, I got one on my thumb. I got one of the kittens took a chunk out of the top of my left thumb, and I can't fucking type on a keyboard right this second.
Yeah, it's with not Jake Gyllenhaal. Who did I say? Michael J. Fox.
Michael J. Fox. I mean, easily confused.
No, it
Casualties
killed it in
of
for me.
War.
What is it?
Casualties of War.
Yeah, there you go.
I've never heard of this.
I
It's a
haven't
pretty
either.
good
That's not
movie.
the one I thought you were talking about.
It's a pretty good movie. Yeah, Sean Penn and Michael J. Fox. It's a pretty darn good movie, and directed by Brian De Palma. So you know it's a good movie.
Wow.
Pretty good. It's kind of gruesome at points. Where did I lost you guys somewhere? Where are you?
We're right here.
We're in the little corner of your screen.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm looking. I can't see you guys anymore.
But we're here. We can see you.
Oh, there you are. I found you. All right. I'm still not a technology genius, believe it or not.
What?
No, I never would have guessed this.
No.
I am not a techno genius.
How is that even possible?
I don't know
Crazy
how
talk.
Hey, Jess, how short was our show last week?
It was right at, it was like 58 minutes.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
about as
not
short as this
bad.
week's going to be. I got a Mother's Day dinner to get to.
Oh, what now? Are you making a dinner? Taking mom out? What's going on?
Neither nor. My mother was over at my niece's house earlier, and I've been in such a foul fucking mood. I didn't get out of bed until 2:00, and that's when it began. So that wasn't going to happen. So Jenna's mom is being treated to steamed shrimp and all that bullshit at her sister's house. So we're leaving here in a couple minutes to go up there. And
Was
Got
that
I'll
like
just-
a traditional Maryland?
I don't know what the fuck these people do. I mean, they fuck corn hawks up here. I don't know what the fuck they do. I have no idea. I mean, it's this the farm life is grating on my nerves more and more day after day after day.
Is it?
So,
Well, are you moving away from that soon or
Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, it depends. She's got a full-time job interview tomorrow with Frederick County. So
okay.
we'll see, what may or may not happen. If she doesn't get that job, then we're off to Pennsylvania or Ocean City. I'm not going to the Silver Spring house. I want Dad to get rid of that and enjoy some of the money out of it. So, yeah. Yeah, but I got to get the fuck away from this farm. Fucking kitten's biting my finger because I tried to feed it out of my hand like an asshole.
He got attacked. So if you're
By a
if
kitten.
you're on a farm
Yeah.
and a kitten is coming towards you or a strange man,
Oh, and I made the mistake of picking up the kitten. I'm like, you're so cute. And it was all lovey. And I put a little treat out, a little temptation treat. And the fucker nearly took off the tip of my thumb. So,
come on.
yeah, he bit right through it.
How big? I neglected to say it was a Siberian tiger kitten.
Yes, it was a Maine Coon. So,
Hey,
can you still
hey.
call them that?
And we can't use the name.
Wow.
You
Not to
can't
say.
that.
Wow.
About to say. What's even
No.
worse? Talking about a Maine Coon in Cancun. God, you can't do any of that anymore, can
You
you?
can't. You cannot. You
Good Lord.
must not do that.
A large Maine cat.
Yeah, those are pretty popular. The Maine Coon cat is a pretty popular cat
Wally, you did it again.
in several places. Yeah,
Wally.
there's probably a concerted effort to change the name of that cat. Somebody's been offended somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
and it's only when people get offended that you have to change things.
That is correct. You see, there's these schools in Virginia that are changing the names back to the Confederate names.
What?
Yeah, remember they went through that whole thing a couple of years ago.
Mhm.
The
Yeah,
whole
no
vote thing
Robert
in
E.
there.
Lee or whatever.
Right. Well, yeah, several in Shenandoah County are changing back. They're like, "Fuck you all," and they're changing them back.
So my specific take on that is, who the fuck cares?
That's exactly right. You can't rewrite history for fuck's sake.
Cannot.
It happened. Are we proud of
Yes.
it? No, we're not
No.
proud of it. But it fucking happened. Okay. Look, you want to really get technical? A lot of bad shit happened in the Bible. Do you want to rename Cain and Abel?
Right.
I mean, what
Well,
the fuck? There's Bob and Joe.
I have now I don't know the names of every school in the country, but I have not heard of Cain and Abel High School.
No, well, you haven't looked hard enough. Okay.
Well, now it would not surprise me though that somewhere in the Bible Belt someone say, "Yeah, we don't want to have this school named George Washington High School no more. We'd rather have it be named Cain and Abel. Let's call it Jesus Christ High School."
Yeah. God
call
forbid
it
there
that?
being an Abraham Lincoln High School somewhere in the deep South. Someone go, "Oh no, I hear he'd taken up with a lady of color now named Mary Todd, and we gotta do something about that down here."
We can't have that. We can have us a George Wallace High School.
Now that's what we need. George Wallace, a
Wallace
beautiful man. His life was taken way too short down there in Law, Maryland.
They crippled that poor man.
Man, he totally crippled, and he became the governor of Texas and changed his name. I think that's enough for one day, folks. I got to go
He's
get
still in a wheelchair.
They're still in that wheelchair
He's
down
still
there.
in a wheelchair, but he got it motorized.
It's motorized, but boy, I think our message got through to him.
Wow.
Now I got to go. Now I got a church to bomb. Good night.
Yeah,
y'all.
I got a church to bomb. I'm gonna go but let's make sure that most of the people are out of there first, and you know what I mean.
If you know what I mean, you know.
If you know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know.
Right. That was what was going through my head.
There you
All right,
go.
y'all. Hey, Jess.
See you
what?
next week.
Hey, happy Mother's Day.
You
Hey,
too,
Jess.
Wally. Happy Mother's Day to you.
Thank
Hey,
you,
Jess.
darling.
Yes, Chris.
Jess.
Yeah.
Jesse, nice juds.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Keep
I
them
do
on my
like the
chest next to
Juds.
my cock.
Yeah, oh, yes.
Good night. Good night.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.